Hello from Iceland. We are here to celebrate the 6th annual International Yoga Day. The time is 15 minutes past midnight in Iceland now, and we still have daylight, and the sun doesn't sit down today because it's also the longest day in the northern hemisphere of this planet. So we're also celebrating that. This year, 2020, has been a very interesting year, and this COVID situation that has been going on is something that I want to go into, and also how we can use yoga and especially breathing or pranayama to support and strengthen our immune system. For me, the breath pranayama is our access or accessibility into our autoimmune system, the autonomic nervous system. And our autonomic nervous system is the part of our body that does things by themselves, that we don't need to consciously think of and do it. For example, our heartbeat, our organs, how they work, our digestive system. It's all things that work on their own. We don't have to consciously intervene with them. But the breath is also part of the autonomic nervous system, because the system, the body, is always breathing without us have to thinking about it. But it is the only part that we actually can change. It's the part that we can decide to influence. And our breath actually changes how our nervous system works. So to go a little bit into the nervous system, if we go into how we are living today, most modern man is living in stress, or something that we call fight or flight mode. So that's the survival mode. When we are in survival mode, most of our energy and blood flow goes into the outer limbs, goes to our hands, to our feet, and it's going away from the organs and the important parts, or more important parts. And when that happens, our immune system gets suppressed down. Let's take, for example, the Stone Age men. When they had some danger around them, like they would have to fight or flee from a predator like a lion or a tiger, then they would really need the fight or flight mode. They would need stress to actually survive. But the modern man is feeling stress mostly because of thoughts, and then the feelings that come from the thoughts. So for example, you might be something work related, or like you have to go into a meeting tomorrow and you have to prepare for it, and you're thinking a lot about it, what might go wrong, or you're thinking about the mortgage that you have to pay off, or all kinds of things that actually turn on fight or flight mode or survival mode. So when you go into survival mode, your immune system gets suppressed, and we need our immune system to fight off viruses, bacteria, and all kinds of things that attack our system. So when you are in survival mode, your body is not thinking about defeating defeating the virus or bacteria. It's thinking about fighting off some threat, and that threat doesn't actually exist. It's because you're making it in your head. When you do breathing exercises, you can calm down your nervous system and actually activate your immune system. So for example, we can breathe slowly, we can exhale slowly, then we calm down our nervous system. We can breathe into our belly, we can take deep breaths, that calms down our nervous system. And we can breathe through our nostrils, we can use our nose. So these are 3 methods that we can do all day, because we are always breathing. So why not be good at something that you're always doing? And breathing is the access to our nervous system. It's the access to our immune system. Also, when we are in elevated state, like we are experiencing elevated emotions, like gratitude, happy, when we are creative, that's also good for our immune system. So I wanna just teach a basic, what we call full yogic breath, that can really help us just to calm down. So when we do full yogic breath, it's good to have a comfortable position to sit in. It doesn't have to be like this, it can be in a chair. It's just that our back is, it's best to have it straight, lined up. And when you have found a good comfortable sitting position, you start breathing deeply through your nose, and you breathe into your belly. So it's as if you're filling your lungs, so your diaphragm is expanding down into your belly. And then you go up to your chest and your shoulders. So it's like a wave. You exhale through your nose slowly, emptying your shoulders, emptying your chest and your belly. Inhaling through your nose into the belly. Feel the belly expanding all directions, in the back, on the sides, in the front, down into the perineum. Feel your lungs expanding into your rib cage, all the way up to your shoulders. Slowly exhaling through your nose. So the slower you exhale, the more you're gonna calm down your nervous system, because the nervous system goes into rest and digest. That's what we call the relaxation mode of the nervous system, or in medical term, the parasympathetic nervous system. So inhaling, belly, chest, shoulders, and slowly through the nose, slowly exhaling, emptying the shoulders, chest and the belly. So for some people it might be difficult, but you will get it. With practice it will come. So how much air can you pull into your body? And how slowly can you exhale? Slow exhales. Feel the oxygen, the air, journeying through your nostrils, through the back of your throat, through the breathing pathway, into the lungs, feeling your diaphragm expanding into your belly, and exhaling slowly through your nostrils. knowing also that you are calming down your nervous system, you're shifting down to rest and digest. That also helps, because then you're using the power of your mind and the breathing technique to calm down your nervous system. Few more like this, about 3 or 4 breaths, as deep as you can pull the air into your belly, your chest, your shoulders, and as slowly as you can exhale. One more really deep one, and really slow exhalation. Now just allow your breath to just happen without effort. Don't intervene with the breath. Just allow the breath to just happen without effort. And just bring all of your awareness into the breath. The journey of the breath through your nostrils, into your lungs, and out again. Just feel the space in your lungs, the expansion and the contraction. Just bring your awareness into that space of the breath. So I also want to show you one stretch, because stretching can also release tension in your nervous system and help you to relax. And the modern man spends a lot of time, most of the modern man spends a lot of time in a sitting position. So when we spend our days sitting most like this, our fascial system, which are the kind of like webs in the body that keep our muscles together, they keep our bone structure, the skeleton, it keeps it together. And it also surrounds our organs, our digestive system, it's everything. It's like the web, the spider web of our body, keeping it together. So when we sit in a sitting position, that this fascial system, this web, starts pulling more and more of our web together. So a tension will be creating in the abdominal area and around your hips, and our hips starts to kind of lock, or they're going to be closed. So for most people, it is really difficult to open the hip. Usually it's locked like that, and that creates tension here in the abdominal area, and which also creates blockage for your diaphragm to expand into the abdominal area. So if I were to recommend one stretch to do every day, it would be this stretch. Most people call it the couch stretch. So what we need to do is we need to bring our front foot. In this case, it's the left foot, and the ankle has to be aligned with the knee. So we're not like this, or not too much like this. And what I also want to take care of is that I'm not arching my back. So I'm not like this, but I'm bringing my tailbone towards my navel, or as we call, tucking the tailbone under. So that way I am more focusing on opening up the hip. So what is happening here is my hip is getting open. I'm also stretching the muscle in front of the thigh, and I'm also stretching all the muscles and the fascial system, the web of the body, from here all the way up here, up to the shoulders, both of the shoulders. So I'm really opening up this area. And what I can also do is, if I squeeze my butt cheek, I create support in the back. That means I am creating an opening in the front of the hip. So the support here tells my nervous system, hey, okay, you have support here. That means you can open up more here in the hip. Remember, don't arch your back, tuck your tailbone. And I would suggest to stay 2 minutes each side. And this can be like a really, what do I say? It's a difficult stretch. You can really feel this stretch, especially when you're doing it for the first time. What you can also do is you can put your foot close to a wall. So let's say there's an imaginary wall here. I can put the mount of my feet on the wall, or if my hip is a little bit more open and I can go deeper, I can actually put the front of the foot all the way up to the wall. So it will create more stretch here. But remember, use your butt cheek, or what we call the glute muscle, and squeeze it to create more opening. What you can also do is to have a chair or something here to support, because we're not focusing on making a really cool Instagram pose, we're just opening up our hip. So if I have support here, it means I can go deeper and relax more into the stretch. And what I can also do is use the breathing. So I breathe deep with the nose and slow exhale. So at the same time as I'm doing the stretch, I'm also calming down the nervous system with the breath, and I can go deeper. 2 minutes each side every day, and you will definitely feel a lot of different in your whole body, because you're opening up your hips. And for most people, our hips are very closed. So I hope this is going to be useful, and happy International Yoga Day from Iceland after midnight. Namaste.